I've always enjoyed the Harry Potter movies, and I want to know who your favourite character is because mine is definitely Neville Longbottom. However, with the new and upcoming Hogwarts Legacy game, it's looking and shaping up to be something pretty cool. So in this one, we're going to round together some things we know about the game itself, as well as new details that have come out about the iconic common rooms for the different houses within the School of Hogwarts. So if you do enjoy this video, definitely show support by clicking like down below. You could also click subscribe if you want to keep up to date with all of the latest content from us at HyperX Gaming. And let's start it off by going over what is Hogwarts Legacy and when is it set in the Wizarding World. Hogwarts Legacy is going to be an open world action role-playing game, and it will be set in the 1800s within the Wizarding World universe. So of course, because of the time it's set in, it means we will not be seeing Harry Potter, Hermione Granger or Ron Weasley, as this is before their time. We as the player will also be a student who sets off to Hogwarts, and our character will hold the key to an ancient secret that threatens to tear the Wizarding World apart. So the stakes are pretty high in terms of the story, but we will be able to master spells, make allies and friends along the way, battle dark wizards, monsters, and even befriend magical creatures. They also say that players will encounter quests and scenarios that will pose difficult choices and determine what they stand for, so there might be some kind of important quest choices that affects things within the world or the story. The game is being published by Warner Bros. Games under the label Portkey Games. However, the game itself is being developed by Avalanche Software. For Portkey Games, it symbolises how games under this label will transport their fans onto their own adventure inspired by the Wizarding World. And Hogwarts Legacy under Portkey Games will not be a direct adaptation of the books and films, but will be firmly rooted in the magical universe of the Wizarding World and should remain true to its original vision. Next, let's go over the platforms and release. It's going to be available for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, as well as PlayStation 4 Pro, Xbox Series X and S, as well as Xbox One consoles, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The game will launch on February 10th of 2023 for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, while the Nintendo Switch version will launch at a later date soon to be revealed. Next though, let's go over things you can do within the game itself. As an open world game, there will be different areas that we can explore and freely roam around, such as Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, the Forbidden Forest, and the surrounding overland area. There will be different ways to travel around the area, including broom flight, and there's also broom races. Players will be able to take a flying class to master their broomstick flying skills. However, players can also tame, mount, and ride some magical beasts within Hogwarts Legacy. Within the FAQ on the official website, it says the Wizarding World is fraught with dangers, including creatures corrupted by magical forces, sinister witches and wizards, as well as possibly mounting a goblin rebellion. So it looks like we can definitely expect some quests or stories related to this goblin rebellion that I think will be really interesting. They also specifically outline that there's no morality system within the game, but storylines and quests will influence the witch or wizard that we choose to become. Within Hogwarts, we as players can also attend classes, discover dungeons, secret passages, and even challenging puzzles. Within our classes that we attend, we'll be able to learn things such as charms, defense against the dark arts, herbology, and potions, where we will also meet our professors for those classes to learn new skills, grow those magical plants, brew potions, and more. They do specifically tell us that Quidditch will not be playable in Hogwarts Legacy. However, broom flight for traversal as well as race challenges are a part of the game. When it comes to leveling up, we have access to a deep set of upgrades and talents, and you can also complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience and level up our abilities. Magical gear can also be upgraded and specialized to increase offensive and defensive capabilities in our chosen playstyle. Within the website, they also explicitly say that there will be no microtransactions in Hogwarts Legacy, which I absolutely love to see. The game will also be exclusively single player with no online or co-op. Next up, let's talk about the common rooms, because we got to see all 4 common rooms as well as their entrances recently. First up is Gryffindor. Behind the portrait of the fat lady, we'll go through a tunnel which is in keeping with the book's description, and you'll then go into the highest tower of Hogwarts, into the common room for Gryffindor, which is of course adorned with red and other Gryffindor iconography. Next up is Slytherin, which has a very cool entrance, with a door that's revealed by a moving stone snake which leads down into the dungeons. They say although it's in the dungeons, it's still warm, and the overall style of the room definitely fits in with the Slytherin attitude. For Ravenclaw, however, you'll get in by answering a riddle, and inside is a very nicely decorated common room with loads of details and books, perfect for any and all bookworms. And finally is the Hufflepuff common room, my personal favourite style-wise. You'll gain entrance by going through the kitchen into this amazing barrel door, which leads into a very cozy and somewhat hobbit-like common room with lots of wood and plants throughout. It definitely looks really cozy. So if you found this one interesting or helpful, definitely click like down below to show support, and of course subscribe for more content coming on Hogwarts Legacy soon. Make sure to put in the comments down below what house you're going to pick, because each one has a distinct look and feel to it. I'm personally really torn between Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff, and a part of me definitely wants to go Gryffindor, obviously having seen the movies, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe I'll just pick randomly. And the two videos on screen now we think you will really enjoy if you found this one helpful or interesting. You don't have to check them out, but if you do want to, you should definitely tell us what you think after watching in the comments down below. But for now, they're on the screen if you do want to click.